whilst we go to a bookstore. We made it to Waterstones. Just do it. I'm so ready to do like a hey guys, but this is like not the start of the video because you've just watched my book shopping with me section of this video where I didn't actually show you any of the books that I bought, but mainly the fact that I got to go into Waterstones, the works, and just some other random places. And basically I was not planning on buying a lot of books. Like I really thought I was gonna have to hold myself back from buying a heap, but having 30 kilos of weight in my suitcase was a great thing. Even though my suitcase weighed 26.5 kilos on the way back, I was still under though. But basically I started to go into shops and I was like, wow, these are a lot cheaper than what I would pay back at home. So I ended up acquiring 10 books, with one of them being a book that I definitely wouldn't have paid for if I didn't have a choice here, and that's because it came with the ticket. But everything else I was very excited to buy. But by the end of the trip, like by the time I got to London, I was like, I better stop buying books. But I'm excited. But I don't know when this video is going to come out, because I don't know if I'm going to make it a priority, because I have to go through a lot of footage to find the book shopping clips, or it's going to be something that I'm going to do, because at this point in time I'm not sure yet. But I just wanted to get this part of the video filmed. I also have my new jumper, Trinity College. I feel like I've been to university now when I very much have not, but no hex debt for me. It pays to be a dumbass who never wanted to go to uni, you know, because I still live at home, but it's fine. It's fine. I try and save. But anyway, I have books to show. I'm excited. So let's get into this like mini haul. Now the first 4 books are books that I bought at The Works, which is a shop that I definitely was excited to go into, because the books are very cheap. Not just cheap, but very cheap. And I went into 4 different Works and bought a book at each shop. So basically every time I went into a Works, I bought a book throughout the trip. Like I remember I got a book at Killarney. I went to one in Bath, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I went to one in York, and there was another one somewhere. Like, was it Galway? There was a lot of places, but I definitely went into 4 of them across the trip, and these are the books I got. So firstly, I've got Just Like Magic by Sarah Hoggles. So she is the writer that wrote You Deserve Each Other, which is a book that I like. I thought it was okay, but this book has a really fun premise, because she basically conjures up a man. It's about magic, but she conjures up this man and makes him like basically fake date her and come home for the holidays with her to pose as her boyfriend, even though she magicked him up. And I just have been wanting to read this for so long, so when I saw it I was so excited. But this cost £4. $8. Like, paperbacks are so cheap, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be really cute. Probably going to save this for closer to Christmas, because I'm sure whatever readathon I end up doing is going to have some Christmas prompts, and this is the perfect one for that. Then I got Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Tally Hibbert. So this one was £5, more closer to the $10 range. But I've been wanting to buy this book for ages. Like, I've had it on like my radar, because it was one of my anticipated reads for last year, because obviously the Brown Sisters is a great trilogy, and she was meant to write more books about different characters in that world, and it's been years now and nothing has happened, and it's still just sitting there on Goodreads blank. And I'm like, I want to know about the other siblings in the town in the 3rd book. I need to know. But this is a book that she released more recently that is a young adult novel, so I'm very excited to see where she goes with a young adult story, if it's going to be different than the adult books. Obviously less sex, but will it have the same level of seriousness that she normally writes with? I don't know. But basically I'm pretty sure they hate each other. Like, they used to be friends in like primary, and then they like grew apart. He became popular, she became weird, is basically the way they're talking about it. But then basically they're on this camping trip, and I think they get partnered up, and then they get lost, so they have to like help each other, and I think it's gonna be great. Then I got Part of Your World by Abbeyleec, and it's funny because I had to go through my Goodreads to make sure I hadn't bought this already, because I had a suspicion that I might have, because with Big W starting to sell so many of the good books, I wasn't sure. But I do know that I own the trilogy of other books that she has written, but so many people talk about how good this book is. And £3, $6, better than Big W's $12, which is how much books normally cost. But I think this is going to be cute. But basically it looks like he is 10 years younger than her, and she is like a rich girl in society, and he's a carpenter, so obviously giving, you know, different class vibes, and obviously age gap. I just weirds me out when there's a major age gap where the man's younger, and I don't know why. It's just a thing. Every time I read them I'm like, ooh, this is different. But like, if there's a 10-year or a 15-year gap where the man is older, I'm like, fine. Why do I think like that? I don't know. And then I also got A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I've not heard anything about this book. I honestly just saw the cover, thought it was cute, and I was like, £3, yeah. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun, because I think she accidentally conjures this demon, and then he kind of needs help with some stuff. So they kind of like make this deal to help each other, because like it's obviously embarrassing that he was able to get conjured by this witch who's meant to be like the best witch of the age, but obviously she's having trouble. So I think it's going to be fun. I definitely feel like I'm going to end up buddy reading this with Kat, because she also has a copy of this, so that's going to be fun. Then while I was at Chatsworth's house, which is Mr. Darcy's house, which is so exciting. I got Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I didn't plan on buying a copy, but I saw this and I fell in love because like it is gorgeous. But like, look at that silvering, look at that, that is gorgeous. And these pages are like so smooth, but it's just so pretty. And yes, this cost me $40, but like I can't get over this, and it makes me think that I might read Pride and Prejudice again, because I have read it once when I was younger and I did not get it. As a more well-read lady, I might get it this time, but it probably won't happen for a while. But I just am obsessed. I've never seen these editions before, and I just knew that I had to buy a copy of Pride and Prejudice when I was in Mr. Darcy's house. And then when I was at the Royal Crescent in Bath, there was like a house that we could go into, and then they had a gift shop, so I had to buy the Little Book of Bridgerton. So basically this is just a fun little unofficial guide about all things in Bridgerton, but there's literally like colouring pages, there's quizzes about which Bridgerton character, which we all did one night, and we all got Eloise because of course. But like there is so much in this that I think is just going to be like really fun. But there's also like a does he really love you guide, so you can ask all these questions about your beau. I thought I needed it. It's just hilarious. And then I also bought Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen in the same edition, and it's beautiful. And this one has gold, but like look at that colouring. So Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility are my favourite movies, and I haven't read Sense and Sensibility because the only ones I've read have been Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. Again, I only understood Persuasion when I actually watched the movie, but they're just too gorgeous to pass up, and I just cannot get over the colouring scheme. And at this point I'm like, I could have collected all 6, but maybe next time if I'm in the UK again anytime soon and these still exist. But I just thought, get my 2 favourites, that's enough. Definitely would not have had the wait for them because these are quite hefty, but they're just beautiful. And then my heavy books here, the last 3. So I have Lore Olympus volume 4. So we were in a bookshop, and it was like a really cute, like massive store, but like one that I hadn't heard of before. And then they just had this, even though my copy is a little bit battered, like I don't know if you can actually see this little bit of battering, but I had to buy this because I love these books, and this cost me £22, which is $44. They're normally $57, so I saved $15. So girl money means it's basically free, right? Because I saved $15. But I've already read this because I'm obsessed with these comics, but like I just love them so much to the point that I also bought volume 5. So these are the things that weighed me down. And what's really funny is I bought this in Oxford at the start of the day, and I carried it in my handbag the whole day, and it barely fit. It made everything awkward. Everything was just difficult, but I needed this, and it had only come out like 3 days beforehand. And I've also read this. It was a bad idea because you don't understand that this is left on a cliffhanger, and we don't get volume 6 until May next year. I definitely needed them. This one was also $44, and I saved another $15. That $30 that I saved can go towards volume 6. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. And then the book that I have that I definitely would have picked out for myself is The Earl and the Pharaoh by the Countess of Carnarvon. So this lady is the current Countess of Highclere Castle, which is the house where they filmed Downton Abbey. So you can see it. That's Downton Abbey. And what's very interesting is one of the earls, like I think they have like 14 earls right now, and I think it was the 7th, was the man that found Tutankhamun. So there is a lot of history there, which is very cool. But basically when we did our tour of the Downton House, it cost nearly $300, but we got to go in all the rooms, and we got to see a lot more than you normally would have seen. And then we had lunch included, which was like a whole tray thing, even though we were attacked by wasps the whole time. And then we got her book included, which is signed, which is very cool. But this is basically a biography of what happened. So there's photos of the excavation of it, and there is a lot of information, but I just don't know if I'm going to read it. So there she is, Fiona. So, and it's funny because all the rooms had one of these in it, and they just had product placement everywhere, even on the replica of Tutankhamun, because of course there was an Egyptology exhibition. Hi.
Oh, there you are.
Hi. I just need to finish filming. My nieces are here. It's exciting. But yeah, basically this is like a bonus. Ticket costs $300, but we get her book. So Oh well, but it's just a really random thing to have gotten. Had to lug it home, but obviously I was gonna take it because that was the most expensive thing we did. But I was adamant, like I had to go to the Downton House and just like, oh my god, we got to go in all the bedrooms and the like library and the great hall, the stairwell. Just like I got to walk down the stairs. Like if anyone has seen Downton Abbey, you don't understand how cool it was. But yeah, but that is my haul. They all have a reason. And I very much am excited for all of them, and I've read 2 of them so far, so I feel like I'm doing good. But I do hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!